All right.
Such a
It's Football Friday. Everybody be on alert. It's nice of Marty to be late, considering I just stick my neck out every day to have him on the goddamn show. Anyway, hey, Ebo, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Brandon?
Good, thanks. Tommy's here.
Is he?
Old Tommy Walker.
Tommy Walker's here.
Yeah, Yak Tommy today?
Yeah, Tommy from Barstool is here. He's in the building. He is.
He's got me a pack of smokes right now.
He's recording his new show with Francis at 2:00.
Wait, what?
Oh, wait, yeah. Francis is his favorite, then you say?
Oh no, Francis. He just met Francis the other night on FaceTime,
Oh.
but he's recording his new show with Francis
I will be watching.
at
Can't wait to see that.
at 2:00, and he's right now. He's in the video game room, just doing whatever he's gonna do.
Is that show sponsored? Sales got that one sold, right?
I mean, Tommy Walker.
Sales does do better with the YouTube channels with smaller followings. They really ignore you once you get over like 40K. God damn it. That's why I'm surprised they didn't sell Bench Mob better. I don't know. I am throwing a lot of shots today. Y'all better watch out. It might be one of them days.
I've behaved for the week, though. Like I took a beating, come back, like you said, so.
Rico is a safe space for Rico.
Just saying.
This room, has anything bad ever happened in this room? No.
I've given out losing picks, but big time bad, no.
That's the worst thing that can happen.
Exactly.
I think the only bad thing that ever happened in here was the time I was trying to take a picture of Dave and his little romper, and then you were in the background before.
Yeah, but even that, right? Everybody thinks like what was the reaction to that?
You were like, it was cool. You were cool.
Yeah, I don't think you did it on purposely.
Yeah.
Now, the more I learn about you,
Yeah.
I now do think you did it purposely, but at the time, I don't think
I didn't do it purposely. I was being yelled at by Dave in the most ridiculous 4-year-old girl outfit of all time, so I had to delete it because you threatened my life.
Jesus Christ.
So Football Friday, but before we go to Football Friday, let's talk about last night's game. I think one thing was on display last night more than anything. Okay. At the end of the game, you said they came up 4 inches short. Yes, they did. If they have a true number one receiver, do they win that game?
Yeah.
Does a true number one receiver make that play uncontested? Does he go up and get that ball? I think he does. That's my number one takeaway from that.
I think my takeaway from that game is, and I've been criticizing this since they made the hire, you go hire Aaron Rodgers as quarterback coach to coach Justin Fields. The play calling is atrocious. They're trying to make him a drop-back passer. Fields is incredibly talented. You roll him out of the pocket, you run bootlegs, all that stuff. I think the play calling is really bad.
So that's
I think that's
my
my big issue.
What are we now? Is Justin Fields' grade getting a little bit better?
I think it's still incomplete. I think
That's fine, but is he showing progress?
He's showing progress, yeah.
The ball off the guy's head is really bad. But like Ben said, like he's talented. He can run all over the field. He can make plays. He's got no help.
The game was in the balance. The guy walked him down the field.
Yeah,
They dominated the game.
Yeah.
I think he's creeping up. Of like, man, he could be a wasted talent if they don't put anything around him ever. But he could be exciting if he gets the pieces.
I think, let's say they're going to be a bad team. Let's say they have the number 6 pick in the draft. I don't know what they're going to have. They have to use that for a receiver, and they might have to use their next one for a receiver. They
need some line help too. I agree with you on the receiver for sure, but he's the most precious quarterback in the NFL.
Good thing for them, they're going to have money. They've got money set up. They'll be able to fire at big free agent receivers.
What do you think about bringing in like veteran receivers around them who could be a good locker room presence and teach him as well? I agree with you. If you got a fucking stud at 6, go get him. But I'm trying to think of a name like around a guy who, I don't know, but like you bring somebody in and is a good locker room presence. You help him out. Is that an idea too?
I don't know about that. I think the locker room is one thing. Just they suck on the field. Give me the best player. Give me the best fucking guy that can go get a ball.
Go catch the ball, right?
Bobble a fucking ball on 4th down. That's going to win the game. Give me that guy. If you can give me that guy, I can start getting better.
Like the Eagles did with A.J. Brown.
Like the Eagles did with A.J. Brown. Like the Eagles did by drafting Devontae Smith. If they're going to go all in on Jalen Hurts or anybody, they at least got to give them something to play with.
Yeah.
It's like what Miami do for Tua Tagovailoa.
Yes.
They drafted Jalen Waddle, and they went out and got Tyreek fucking Hill.
And that gets into the point. Fields is on the rookie contract. You don't have to pay him $40 million a year, so you have money to throw at big-time receivers, and you have to take advantage of that.
Makes sense.
Ugly game, though. That's 2 in a row. 2 bad ones in a row.
Hey, you know what
Well,
sucks?
actually,
is I was staring at that again, like both teams under 20, under 25. I'm like, shit, like just embrace the ugly is my thing.
Some of these obvious unders have been so easy.
We would have hit the
Incredibly
it
easy.
sucks because I went field goals, but the under touchdown, like I think both. If you bet both straight, you can't lose both if you think it's gonna be ugly.
Yeah, I mean they couldn't even. And when they did get in the field goal range, they just fucked it up. They just kept fucking it up, and it was not good.
Wentz threw for 99 yards in that game. 99.
God.
People were saying too that Wentz was gonna prove people wrong. It's like I don't know. I don't think he like Smitty nailed it. He's like I don't think he has that like fuck you button in him. You know.
He's never been the same since that knee injury because he had one of those ACL injuries where he tore everything in his knee. It wasn't just ACL. And the year he was headed toward the MVP, he had a little of that like Roethlisberger in him where he'd keep the ball a long time and let the plays still develop and kind of ad-lib some playground stuff. And since he's come back from that knee injury, he lost that. And I think that might have been, I don't know, just hadn't been the same since.
For sure.
I mean, even though they lost us, I still think they might be the worst team in the NFL.
Who the Commanders?
They won. I mean, excuse me.
Football team or Commander?
Like they're atrocious.
They're bad. I mean, the Bears are also really bad.
But the Bears are like making like dumb mistakes. Like they outgained them by almost 150, 200 yards. Listen, like they had like the bad pick and he threw it off the guy's helmet. That was terrible. Because I'll even point out the fields like him missing the one throw was awful. That's a throw that just that's a high school throw. It has to be.
I think the Carolina Panthers are the worst team in the NFL right
They
now.
could be.
Nobody's winless, right?
Nobody's winless, but I think
Commanders-
Carolina is
I just watched
winning
like
right
they
now.
are just dreadful.
I thought you were hesitant to put the Commanders in the lowest spot.
No, after last week, after the
Titans game.
the Titans game, the Cowboys game, they were just abysmal. I mean, it took Velus Jones getting a ball off his face and giving the ball inside the 10 to win the game. I mean, Chicago moved the ball up and down the field on them. They shot themselves in the foot over and over again. Like, Washington did nothing to win that game besides punching that touchdown when they got gift-wrapped the ball inside the 10.
Yep.
Yeah, it was bad. It was not pretty. It was, and that was a bad one you could see coming.
Yes, for sure.
Like,
Well, because at halftime, you're sitting there. It's 3-0, and they had been dominating the game, and they're losing.
Good thing is it did move quick.
But like preseason, when like last week's game, Colts Broncos preseason, you've been like, okay, that's going to be a pretty good game.
Sure.
And then it just ended up being a bad game.
Yeah, they can't do anything about it. I'm just pissed we have Denver on Monday night again. I'm so
At least
sick
the
of watching
Chargers.
them. And
Denver is absolutely locked
So
into a lot of prime times.
so the next couple of weeks we go Saints, Cardinals,
Thursday.
That's not terrible.
Ravens, Bucks is premier.
That's good.
Yeah.
Eagles, Texans is and then we got the Big Ev Rico Bowl, Atlanta Falcons, Carolina Panthers.
So I don't claim Carolina.
That's Marty.
I don't
That's
claim
Marty.
Carolina anymore.
Oh, he bet me though.
We made a lunch
Yeah.
bet over who had a
who had a better record.
It's on Thursday Night
I'm
Football.
essentially conceded.
Oh,
Titans,
Atlanta, Carolina.
Titans, Packers.
I'm a Falcons guy now.
And then for some reason on the 24th, there's 3 games.
that's thanks. Oh,
Thanksgiving.
dumbass.
Thanksgiving, yeah.
But the one at night
Setting
is
us up.
Patriots, Vikings.
Is that on is Thanksgiving on a Thursday this year?
Oh, it's on the 24th. Always is. You got Giants, Cowboys. You got Buffalo Bills, Lions. The Buffalo Bills Lions game might be the most fun
Yeah.
of the whole
Oh,
season.
the Giants play on Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah,
That's
I kinda
Cowboys
hate
Thanksgiving.
that.
Oh,
Wait, the Lions Thanksgiving game is bringing Buffalo in.
yeah.
Oh, God.
The Lions give up a mill. Like
That's
good.
gonna be something.
I hope the Bills D doesn't show. Let the Lions be pesky. Just give me an live over 70.
Man, that's gonna be something. Nothing
What time's that
better.
game start?
Nothing better than eating your entire Thanksgiving dinner at 11 a.m.
12:30?
and then watching that game.
Yeah, 12:30. So you'll be on dessert.
Right? Oh, I'll be no. I'll be well done with food.
Insanity.
By when second half kicks off, I'll be going back for my second full plate of the day.
There were years where at 11:30 we weren't up yet, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm like getting.
Those were
on.
the years.
Yeah,
Roll in
hopefully
at
we getting ready.
4.
Y'all aren't living your life right. I'm living my life right. I get to eat Thanksgiving all day.
Yep.
Y'all wait till fucking 5, 6 o'clock. What the fuck you eating? What are you doing?
You roll in at 4 a.m.
You
with
yourself fucking hungry?
wash off a few ladybirds, sleep till 12, and then go have dinner.
Breakfast
You're gonna make
sandwich,
this a thing?
Yeah.
breakfast sandwich in the morning. Great, some fresh mozzarella, some antipasta
Big
all
time.
day. Some shrimp cocktail.
Mozzarella and shrimp cocktail and
Fantastic.
on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
You guys
how you get
are
started.
so far in the New York bubble, you don't even know it.
That's how you get started.
That's ridiculous. That's an absurd,
And you eat dinner like not 5 or 6, like maybe like 4.
absurd things to eat on Thanksgiving.
Usually,
Mozzarella.
I feel like usually when we eat, it's usually.
Oh, I gotta go
like
get the mozzarella.
It's usually like the second quarter, first quarter of the Cowboys.
Think
game.
of some grandmother in Iowa talking to her grandson. Go out and get our mozzarella for Thanksgiving.
They should if they knew what they were doing.
They do. They do.
Coach.
great big country out there that you guys should enjoy. God damn it.
Bunch of different cheeses.
What do you get? Do you get clams on Thanksgiving?
No.
Is that what you don't stand in line for clams or something?
No. What did I stand in line for? Easter, you got to stand in line for the prosciutto bread.
It's fair.
Got to get it up at 6 a.m. to go to Royal Crown. Shout
It's
out Royal
prosciutto
Crown.
bread.
It's fucking bread with
Put
prosciutto.
prosciutto in it.
You're talking about the ham?
It's a
Italian salted.
ham, yes.
Yeah.
No, last year I was getting the cornbread from fucking Boston Market because I was craving the cornbread, and I didn't want to make it.
I might just be in a mood today because I hate you so much. I think I hate both of you.
All right, think about it this
All the
way.
things you talk about are delicious.
For all the things for Thanksgiving, if you found out there was not going to be cornbread at your meal,
Oh, I agree. Cornbread.
it's worth going down there. But then
Boston Market?
it was the quickest place that sells cornbread.
But the thing about cornbread, it's one of those foods. It might be the main food in this. If you don't get anything but elite cornbread, don't even eat.
I think
Yeah, no,
Boston
there's no going back.
Market's
You're
cornbread
totally
is
right.
good. It's good.
Mid cornbread is awful.
You
I
like the
think Boston Market's
jalapeno,
good.
like the
No,
one?
I just like cornbread.
Just like
straight
classic.
cornbread. So it is Football Friday. We have a loaded slate of college football games. With I believe 6 ranked matchups, and then we have an NFL slate, which has games as well. We're going to talk college football first.
I think it's a bad NFL slate.
I would agree. I'm not crazy
I
about
don't think there's any. I don't think there's a bad NFL slate. I think a bad NFL slate's when you look up at 3 o'clock and you're like, oh my god, these are the best games I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, the way
That can be.
Yeah. Well, there is always a dud Sunday though.
It's usually more the one when you look up. It's like 3:30. You're like, oh my god, I'm looking 0-5.
Wasn't last week kind of a dead Sunday? Last week didn't feel great.
Last week didn't have a lot of moments.
Yeah.
Only the Cleveland game
and the
was,
Titans,
and the
Commanders.
Commanders,
Yeah.
yeah.
Those weren't
And
necessarily.
they both just failed miserably at the
Yeah,
end.
and those are two bad teams who probably shouldn't have been in it. So I'm kind of I think that was our dud Sunday. It's gonna be chaos for a while.
Who's running things back there? Is that Nick? Nick running things back there? We have the B crew in here today. Nick Buono. He does his best. But he was on a failed show. He was on wrestling, so what does he know? It only had 46,000 YouTube subscribers. Only had 12 videos over 100,000 views in the last 6 months. Okay, here we go. Where we at? College football. Tennessee and Alabama play tomorrow. Tennessee and Alabama.
Woo!
Tennessee and Alabama.
Woo!
Cigars. Get the cigars ready.
Number 6 Tennessee against number 3 Alabama in it's nut cutting time for Tennessee. It's a prove yourself moment for Tennessee. It's a measuring stick game for Tennessee. There will be 110,000 screaming Tennesseans in the crowd wanting Alabama's blood, and I personally think this is when Alabama cuts somebody's heart out.
You are opposite of what everyone else thinks because I am hearing a ton of public money is on Tennessee.
The public
One of the
is
most public
all over.
dogs.
The
Public dogs like
well, they're not dogs. Well, they are dogs. I'm sorry. They're the most one of the most. Yeah, they are. They're one of the most public teams I've seen this year.
yeah.
They're one of the most public teams this year. And does the public really want to go against Nick Saban in Alabama? Is that what?
No, I think the public more just wants them to win really badly.
Yeah.
Okay, not really wants them to win, wants Bama to lose really.
I think the public also is greatly overreacting to Tennessee smacking LSU and Baton Rouge
That as
and Bama the struggling against A&M last week. Everybody's got that fresh on their mind.
That's where it's interesting is because everybody does want to bet Alabama. So why is this a public dog? I think
Well,
a part of it, I agree with Ev.
I think he just said it.
What?
Last week Alabama looked bad. Last week Tennessee looked
They look-
incredible.
they look good.
Yeah.
And that's and people are saying the last two things that we saw from these two teams are what we're going to see Saturday. Well, that's not ever the case at all.
I think an element of it too is people are rooting against them.
I'm seeing Tennessee. They're so public. I'm seeing it come towards
A little bit
Bama,
back.
so.
Yeah, when the line's down to 7,
Tennessee's
I mean, the
still-
line was what, 9?
Tennessee's still public, but it's
What's your percentages?
so what I'm seeing right now is 65-35.
Okay, well it was like over 80 yesterday.
I guess most of the money's coming in now as the game gets closer,
Yeah.
too.
You get the best gauge like an hour before.
I'm
That's
betting-
when you're getting
I'm betting Alabama.
me as well.
I might alternate line bet Alabama.
Wow.
What do we know about the Bryce Young thing? Is there any more?
All I know is
he's playing.
All I know is there's probably a homeless drifter somewhere in Birmingham missing a shoulder ligament right now or a shoulder bone, because Nick Saban will absolutely go harvest the bones and the ligaments of anybody in Alabama to make sure his players. Remember when they invented an ankle surgery a couple of years ago? I don't remember who it was for. It was for Tua. It was for Tua. They invented an ankle surgery, the first ankle surgery like its kind had ever been done. They got him on the field. And then he ended up getting sacked and his hip blew up. But, yeah, they're going to –
Ankle's still fine.
Bryce Young will play. I just don't see
he's
how
playing.
Bryce Young
Yeah.
doesn't.
If he was in for emergencies last week, he's got to be.
He wanted to go in. Supposedly the word I heard was he really wanted to go in the fourth quarter last week, and they wouldn't let him. I mean, he was, like, ready to go.
What does that say? I know we talked about last week that Saban wanted to blow out Jimbo Fisher. Well, what does that say that he beat him with a guy who was that bad? He still got to beat. That's even more of a fuck you disrespect move.
Well, I mean, A&M.
Okay, I'm going to beat you with a guy who stinks.
Well, A&M's not very good. And you know, Milroe gave him 4 turnovers. Tennessee is a good football team. Tennessee's a really good football team. I think they're probably a top 10 to 15 football team. I don't think they're ready to become a title contender. I don't think they're ready to be better than Georgia and Alabama. It's just their defense isn't where it has to be for that to happen. And if Bryce plays, I think we're looking at a situation where Tennessee's going to be – they're going to be in a shootout, and they're equipped for that, but I just don't see it. I love Alabama. Alabama, when's the last time you saw them play bad twice in a row? It's very, very rare, if it's happened at all. And I just feel like the SEC road is littered with the skulls of teams that start 4-0 or 5-0 and pump themselves up, and they play Alabama, and then boom, Alabama destroys them.
The thing, too, with Bama, Brandon, it seems like the games they'll struggle are usually not like the super elite top 10 matchup games. Like, if that makes sense. I know the Texas one was hype, but Bama, you know, we've seen through the years a few struggle games where they get by, but like the ones when they're ready and it's like a Super Bowl big game, they're freaking ready, you know.
But take all that out, and I know you're like, you know, you're obviously smart with college football and you're covering it and you're trying to give the right side, but like take all that out. Who are you rooting for, Brandon? And you say that all the time too, like, you know, Bama, it's literally
I don't care who wins.
Okay.
I really don't. I hate Alabama and I hate Tennessee.
Okay.
I don't care who wins. I
as no horse in the race, who are you rooting for?
I mean, Tennessee just as like it's I don't know. It's like Bama's like the Patriots.
Yeah, that's where
like,
I'm at. Yeah, it's like I've seen this movie. Like
I'm not listen. I love Tennessee. I love the people down there. So like it'd be nice to see. Like they deserve one, but I mean
we're due for a shake.
I think they're in trouble. But
that's all I'm saying. We're due for a complete.
One thing too with Bama is we talked about a lot this week. The receivers too. Like Tennessee's defense is not good. This is a weekend to see.
I mean, I know LSU is melting down on the O-line and stuff, but the Tennessee's D did play a little better than I thought they would.
They did for sure. Bama's got a little more to offer on the other side, but they need some receivers to really step up and be like, hey, like it's not the Jamison Williams, like Ruggs and these guys like Judy.
I thought they would be better. Jermaine Burton and crew. I thought they would be better.
I thought so as well. Gibbs has been great, the running back, but.
I think I'm pulling for Tennessee because even though Tennessee, I go at it with their fan base all the time. Man, Tennessee move the needle. You know, you saw it in baseball. They have their fan base. I feel like when they're competitive, it's like good for all sports. And just I'm tired of seeing Bama win. And Brandon's gonna laugh in my face when I say this. There's like I think Ole Miss has about an 8 or 10% shot of winning the SEC West right now. And if Tennessee beat Bama, that would help it a lot. Ole Miss has to upset Bama though, and I don't know if that's I'm not saying that's gonna happen, but. Tennessee winning would definitely help. We think 8% seem fair?
I think you guys have been hiding behind the worst schedule in power.
Oh, I think we played preseason totally in September. I'm not arguing that.
You're an 8-4 football team. Like I don't think you have a chance to win the West.
The thing is on the Ole Miss front, I won't go too long on this. I'll make this quick. At LSU, at Arkansas, and at A&M before the season, you look at it, you're like, shit, I hope we win one, before the year. And all three are maybe a little worse than you think they are.
Yeah.
But that still doesn't mean I expect to win all three. It's just those games look a little more winnable than we thought is all I'm saying.
Egg Bowl, yeah, definitely.
That's all I'm saying. Anyway.
What do you mean? I'm listing their tough games the rest of the way.
Yeah. I know, but the Bama and the Egg Bowl are both at home at least. I mean, I don't know, man.
I do like Ole Miss is one of my favorite plays tomorrow. Ole Miss minus 15. Lane Kiffin's going to be Auburn's coach next year, so he's got to impress his future bosses. You can laugh all you want.
Oh, I will laugh on that one. He's going to go somewhere eventually. It ain't going to be Auburn.
$100 bet, me and you right now.
Yeah, deal. You said he's the next head coach at Auburn?
That's what I'm saying.
All right, deal.
You think Auburn's the? You really think Auburn's that big jump for him that he takes that lead?
I just think Auburn's too dysfunctional.
You can win in that. What was Ole Miss before I got there?
Well, at least Ole Miss, they just said, hey, you're king. You get everything. You don't have to deal with these crazy-ass boosters like Auburn has. Auburn doesn't have an athletic director.
You can win a national title at Auburn. You can't do that at Ole Miss.
I'm
It's
not.
true. That's the truth.
I
You
mean,
also have to. You won't have to beg fans to show up for the fourth quarter.
dude, okay. I mean, it was rocking Kentucky. They left there. I mean, I'm not saying it's defensible. Lane's right to call them out, but it was 95 degrees and Ole Miss is up
An Ole Miss
35,
coach would
14
never leave for Auburn. That would never happen.
No, at a Pine Box too.
Yeah.
Nonetheless. No, I just think Auburn right now is so dysfunctional. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that it isn't a bigger program. It is, but
I just want to read y'all a text I got right before the show. This is in the Pick Central. From Marty Mush. I'll be 3 minutes late finishing an interview.
Yeah, 3 minutes is my go-to. So people are like, "Oh, he'll be here," and then
Right.
if I'm later, you'd be like, "Ah, a little more than
Okay,
3."
so that worked.
Yeah, it worked.
That worked.
You thought he must be coming soon.
Yeah, no. Sorry, I had to order Tommy's lunch. I just ordered some lunch for Tommy.
I mean,
He loves Chick-fil-A. I would never order it if he wasn't here.
who?
Tommy Walker's here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
He's in the video game room. I should probably go check on him.
He's fine.
He'll be. You could leave him there for 10 hours. He'll be fine.
10,000 games on that thing. He'll figure it out.
Yeah. You want me to bring Gaz in here and talk?
No.
Okay, all right. Well, he's right there.
Yeah.
Tennessee, Alabama's not the only big game. You have Oklahoma State, TCU. You have Penn State, Michigan. You have NC State, Syracuse. Okay, that's crazy.
That's crazy. Even
I love that, though.
Can I say I love a game.
It's 18 against 15, though. And then you have USC, Utah, and you have Kentucky at Mississippi State. That's all your ranked matchups. What game do you love?
Penn State.
I'm a little worried because I love Penn State as
I
well.
love Penn State.
Do you love Penn State?
No, but I do think it's the right side. Like, I get it. The people who are betting it.
You love Penn State?
I said I kind of like Michigan in the spot.
I just don't see why Michigan's not 5. Why is it 7? 7 seems high how Michigan's looked.
Mm-hmm.
And Penn State's got road wins at Auburn and Purdue already.
I think
I
Harbaugh has
just-
done great at home against Franklin.
Just kind of, I see this game playing out where Penn State hangs close early. Maybe it's like Michigan's up 3, they're tied at half, and then all of a sudden Michigan wins by like 13, 10.
I just think
I think they break away late.
here's what I think. I think we don't know anything about either of these teams.
Agreed.
The only good win out of both of these teams in 12 combined games is Penn State at Purdue, and that's a pretty good win. And it's aging really well.
It was in
And
August.
they should have lost.
They
too.
won, but they won on the road at
Thursday
Purdue.
night
did
too.
win.
That is aging really well. That's a decent win. Penn State's other 5 games, there's no good wins. Michigan's entire schedule, there's no good wins. We don't know fuck all about either of these teams. We don't know shit about either of these teams.
Wasn't that Purdue game where the ball bounced off his hands too, or am I remembering that?
You
wrong?
remember West Virginia and
Thank you.
and Pitt.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Same night.
There you go. Thanks.
But I shouldn't know that offhand. But anyway, thank you for breaking my rhythm.
They were same weekend, not same night.
It was the exact same night.
Yeah, that was the
It happened within seconds of each
Yeah,
other.
that was the college. Yeah,
Thursday night football, September 1st. You had West Virginia and Pitt, and you had
Yeah,
Purdue.
It was Thursday.
that was
you're right.
great. It was a
You're
great
talking
way to
about their
start the season.
schedules. You're talking about their schedules.
Neither has had to prove anything.
Right.
The only decent competition Michigan's played, they beat them by 7, and that's Maryland. And Penn State's better than Maryland. Sean Clifford, the quarterback, is not great, but he's been here before in big spots. This is J.J. McCarthy's first start ever in a spot like this. Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe he's just great. He does have better receivers than Penn State, and he has a great running back, great offensive line. I just think if Michigan wins this game, Michigan probably will win this game, but I think it's a 24-20 variety, and not the 31-17 variety. That's what I think.
No, I mean, you definitely make good points that this is kind of where we gauge them. They really, I agree, they haven't played anybody
Whoever wins this, the hype train's about to go out of control.
big time. Big time.
I think Michigan's kind of like you said. We don't know too much about it, and like if you're locked, I don't know too much about Michigan.
If Michigan wins tomorrow, and they're favored, obviously. If they win tomorrow, they're probably 11-0 going to Columbus.
Yeah, most likely, yeah.
Yeah, very likely.
I mean, who's tripping them up at that point? I don't think Rutgers is getting them.
Not Michigan State this
I
year.
think Michigan State's getting them.
Michigan State's horrible.
But at that point, then
Is the Big Ten down?
could you class?
No, the Big Ten. I don't think it's
Obviously,
down
Oklahoma
because
State,
I think the top 3 are really good, and then there's a couple. I don't think it's down.
I kind of always.
Iowa's not. Iowa and
It's
Wisconsin
always
just aren't as good as they
Big Ten
usually
West
are
is
this
way
year.
down.
Yeah, Iowa and Wisconsin are usually better.
That's what I'm saying. I think the Big Ten's
You could
usually
say it's slightly that. Just
a lot
Iowa's
better
not
than
down.
like
So
obviously the
put
top is
Purdue-
As a whole,
Purdue's not bad.
As a whole, it's probably slightly down, but the top is not down at all. The top is still.
top is elite. Like with Ohio State and Michigan, like just even those two. But
Even Penn State.
So then consider this then. If Michigan does get to 11-0 at Columbus, do you put them in that Iowa category of last year where they were number 2 in the country, but we kind of all knew they weren't that good?
I mean, they're better than that.
Well, it depends
they
on
got,
how.
they
yeah.
recruit.
Okay,
they got better
but-
Depends on how they depends on how they beat Penn State, right? If they beat them,
Yes.
if they beat them 10-9, maybe we don't get on their side. But if they come out and beat them 38-14, that changes the conversation a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, it also depends what those guys do the rest of the way.
Yeah. No, they
What
got
Franklin and them do the rest of the way. Like if they turn out to have
Yeah.
3 losses, 4 losses, it's like,
I don't know. I guess it wasn't on this show. It was Jack Mack on Unnecessary Roughness. Throw this scenario at it because this is always a fun scenario, and you could also do it in the SEC right now. But home team wins tomorrow. Michigan beats Penn State. Home team wins when Ohio State visits Penn State. Home team wins when Michigan goes to Ohio.
Ooh, interesting.
what would that entail? A 3-way?
3-way 1-loss tie.
One
Three
loss.
one-loss teams, yes. Just throwing it out there. Probably not going to happen. You could also do it with the SEC with Tennessee, Alabama, and Georgia.
Yeah, but 2 different sides.
They're different.
So in this one, only one gets to go to the conference championship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got you.
it's just interesting.
it's interesting.
But I don't believe any of that's going to happen because I think Ohio State's just going to piss all over everybody and go 12-0, and then 13-0, then 14-0. So
Preach.
you want to do
Ohio
the
State's your champion.
I have Ohio State as a national champion. I had them as a national champion before the season. Yeah, the Notre Dame game kind of gave me a little pause, but they've just been rolling ever since.
And the defense looks good this year.
Who's been their biggest challenge so far?
Notre Dame.
So nothing crazy yet.
Nothing
I'm
crazy.
not. I'm
Nothing
with you. I
crazy.
think Ohio State's incredible, but they're playing their schedule.
Yeah, they're playing their schedule, and Wisconsin isn't good, and that would have been their biggest challenge.
I don't think we know too much about
With
you guys
Iowa
either
this
yet.
week.
So is it just Michigan
I don't think we know too much about it yet.
at their?
Penn State.
Penn State. We go to Penn State. That'll be a tough game.
All right. So yes, do your
Yeah,
thing.
all right. So six ranked on ranked games tomorrow, obviously. Which way would you put it in terms of what you think the confidence level of upsets would be?
Right.
Right. So for
Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. Clarify it. Yeah.
The problem with this theory or this question
Yeah.
is by the rankings, TCU over Oklahoma State's an upset. By the spread, it's not. So we're gonna go rankings upset,
No, I was gonna go
spread
point
upset.
spread upsets.
Okay, all right, fair enough. But
Yeah.
but you see what I'm saying? There's 2 of these.
Yeah, that's where it gets a little hairy. But
NC State's ahead of Syracuse. Syracuse is a 3.5 point favorite.
so if NC State wins, it's an upset.
Okay, that's
That's
where we're
always
coming
how I.
Hey,
All right.
Vegas knows more than the rankings.
Yes.
from. Fair enough.
Always.
Good. Go.
So I would go Oklahoma State, USC.
Which order are you going in?
I'm going in who I think, if you told me the most likely outcome of upsets,
Okay.
I would say that, or only pick one winner. So here you go. I'm only picking one upset of the 6.
Yeah.
It's going to be Oklahoma State. If I had to pick 2, it would be USC.
Oklahoma State is a 4-point dog to TCU on the
Yeah.
road, and USC is was 3.5 last night. I haven't looked this morning. 3.5 point dog to Utah on the road. I think USC is going to win the game. That would be my number 1 pick.
I'm not trying to go against Ev, and I know there's a lot going for Utah, and I think Utah's got a lot to show up for this spot. But USC is really good, so that's where I still think of all of them. Like, I do think they're the better team. They could show out in a big spot. Like, we could just be wrong about Utah. I think more likely than not, USC wins this game. Then I would go State Penn. Then I would go Tennessee. Then I would go Kentucky, and last I would go NC State. I don't think NC State has a prayer
I'm
with this
sorry.
backup quarterback.
I couldn't say it, but Kentucky's going to beat Mississippi State.
Yeah, I
yeah,
agree with Brandon.
Yeah?
I really like Kentucky too.
I was like, when I was going through it, I was like, oh shit, I actually.
Kentucky's going to beat Mississippi State.
Great spot.
Just a
sucks.
spot.
Yeah.
It's a
Levis
spot.
back.
Yeah.
I think
Is he
Mississippi
banged-
State's better, but I think it's just a spot. that-
It's
Oh, it's a very spot.
We think Levis is at 100%.
even if he's at 80, they're going to win. I've seen.
They
it
could win a
too
close
many times.
game. There's a chance y'all win a close.
Nah, it's not. It is
Okay.
what it is.
That's where I'm at.
I'm not even
That's,
going to stream the goddamn thing.
that's how I would put my 6.
All right. I have one outside the 6. That I know this is going against your rules, but I think it's going to happen. I think Florida State might beat Clemson.
I think that's very possible too.
Why is Clemson a 3.5-point favorite?
Agree.
Florida State's been in these games with Wake Forest, in these games with NC State. They just haven't finished. Clemson, they beat Wake Forest by a touchdown. They handled NC State, but Clemson, Florida State, they're at Doak Campbell on a Saturday night. I just like I think this number tells me to bet Florida State.
So that
I think this number tells me Florida State might win.
So of the comp, you would say Florida State is the most confident? Kentucky and Florida State.
No. Don't say Kentucky because I'm a Mississippi State fan.
Got it.
USC is my most confident.
Okay, he's on. No, Utah's laying, so that's a moot point. So who would of the six you think pulls the outright?
It's tough because honestly, even I've had a hard time. I was thinking the same thing with Florida State, but just watching them this year, similar spot where they're at home against Wake Forest, they're 7-point favorites. They end up kind of losing big. The more earlier in the week, I was loving Florida State, and the more the weeks went on, the more I kind of like Clemson. I just can trust them more. DJs look really good. The offense is starting to shape up. Their front seven's great. And just you watch even the NC State game last week with Florida State, they just don't play they play so much better in the first half. Even from week one, LSU.
Oh yeah.
They're a first half team, and I think this is a spot where maybe they hang early, and then Clemson ends up just dog walking in the second half. I kind of like Clemson. So give me the other ones besides Utah.
Well, all right, so Oklahoma State, TCU, USC, Utah, State, Penn, Michigan, Tennessee, Bama, Kentucky, Mississippi State, NC State, Syracuse. Of this, who do you think is pulling the upset?
Kentucky and probably I'll still give NC State a chance. Even
really? Okay.
I know it's tough with the quarterback, but I just don't think Syracuse is very good. I think if Leary's healthy, I think they go in there and beat them by double digits. After just what I've seen, and it's so funny. I have kids in my DMs say, "Stop hating on Cuse, stop hating on Cuse." I don't hate on Cuse. I love what they're doing. I like Babers, but when I watch them, physically watch them play, I just don't think they're as good as their record might say they are right now. They should have lost to Virginia.
I watched that game too.
Awful. The fact that Virginia was even in the game with them is disgusting.
Can I have one game that I like, and I have a question about it?
Marty, you can have whatever you want.
How do you not take Minnesota?
They're 6.5-point favorites on the road at Illinois.
I agree with you.
I'm coming around on that one too.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
Illinois, number 24 team in the country. Illinois did, of course, lose to Indiana. So while they've gotten ranked, they certainly haven't been invincible. Minnesota, they lost to Purdue without Ibrahim.
Mm-hmm. And looked god-awful.
And he's back, I believe. I think he's playing. So,
big bounce-back spot.
It's a big bounce-back spot. Also, but let me play the other side. Couldn't they bounce back and win by 4?
Could be an ugly win.
You want to know what I actually like in that game too is the under.
Yeah, Illinois.
I think that's a dog fight. I think that game could go way under. It's 39.5, 40.
It'd be 20-13.
I could see easily. I could easily see that game being 17-10.
Both teams want to run it all night. That game might be over in 2 hours.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It really.
I could see that game being really low scoring.
I don't know what window.
What was Iowa? Illinois, was it 9-6? What was his final?
9-6.
Yeah, I could see it. Maybe not that low, but not. I could see it being first to 17 wins.
That I don't know if that's in the 12 o'clock window or not.
Yeah, I think it's early.
Window, that game might be over at 1:45.
Yeah. I like it even more for the under. That's early like that.
All right. Any more college football you want to run through real quick? I'll just Navy SMU tonight. I love Navy plus 12.5.
Love it. I told Rico I put it in 2 days ago.
I'm getting it. I'm gonna jump. I wasn't sure on it, but when Brandon brought it up earlier, I was like, you know what? I don't trust SMU at all.
I was almost annoyed that you took the money line. I literally locked this bet in 2 days ago.
I'm done on SMU. They do not deliver in the big spots.
Their defense stinks.
Now
Navy's played good lately too.
Navy just smacked Tulsa too last week.
Navy the last few weeks they've looked good.
I know UTSA is a good team. FIU's at home, and UTSA is a 33.5-point favorite. Is FIU the worst team?
Well,
they are.
Yeah,
they
literally may be. Yeah, they lost the transfer port. They literally
I have their under 3.5. It's weird because they do have 2, but the opening night, I remember watching it because I'm like, oh shit, if they pull this off, I'm gold. It was Bryant. They beat Bryant by 1 fucking point on opening night and had to come back to win the game.
Yeah,
and then they got New Mexico State, and no, they're done. They ain't hitting 3. Wait, how do they have 2 wins? Oh, what the fuck am I looking at?
Okay, good stuff.
Ryan and New Mexico State, that's what it is, and it's under 3, so I'm gold.
All right, Kansas is the 19th ranked team in the country. They're giving they're catching 9.
Over.
At Oklahoma, the over is not on here. It's like
Dropping
68.5.
62, 63.
No, it's higher than that, isn't it?
62.5.
62 and a
Looking at
half.
it right now.
Took 63 and it's dropping.
Yeah, I mean, Kansas,
Makes no
the
sense.
backup quarterback looked really good last week.
Dean
I
looked
agree.
good, yeah.
Gabriel's supposed to play, right? for
Yeah.
Oklahoma?
I think this is another one of those, like you said, just looking at it, if you're a gambler, you have to bet Oklahoma.
You just have to bet Oklahoma.
Yeah, but we said that last week. How'd that turn out?
I don't
You're
think
right.
I
No.
said that last week. Oh, against Texas?
No, you didn't say it.
We talked about it was kind of a buy low
I wasn't here
opportunity
last
for
week.
Oklahoma.
Talking about.
Yeah,
We definitely had that conversation.
I ended up not playing that game at all last week.
Same.
Also,
I want
wasn't
to
it
walk
like
in this
not
trap
until
so bad.
late confirmed that yours was coming back as well?
It was, we knew it, but I don't know when it was confirmed. Again, I can't really speak to that. I wasn't here to have that
I
discussion.
want to walk right in this bear trap.
What are you taking?
I want to take Kansas so bad.
Yeah, that's.
I know, like I know it's a trap. I see it. I like Oklahoma week after week. Like they're gonna get off the mat. They're gonna get off the mat. They get fucking smoked.
Could Venables be one and done?
But they
Nah, I think they got to give them.
they'll let in this day and age. I don't think one and dones are going to happen in college football because you've got to give your coach a swing at the transfer portal.
Yeah.
And you can. Lincoln Riley transformed the program in 15 minutes with phone calls.
Yeah.
And give Venables a chance to go get Kansas's best player or go get somebody's best player. Like he can turn it around.
It's also just quickly, I think, like Leipold, they're going to be well coached. There's something about this team, like it was a similar spot last week, and they could have won. Like everyone said, like TCU, like they're laying 7 in the road. Like Kansas was the right side. I
could have won. Should have
That's what
won.
I'm saying. Like I think this could be another spot where people are thinking that same thing, and all of a sudden it's like a 1-point game in the fourth quarter.
Should have.
The only thing I want to bring up
I'm going
is
to take Kansas.
it's time to
If
question.
I lose. I'm taking Kansas.
My only question I want to bring up is it's time to question Oklahoma's heart after what happened.
Mincy, agreed.
Yeah, and when I get they lost to K-State at home, but the 55-24 TCU, and I heard TCU players saying Oklahoma like they didn't care, and then you lose 49-0 against. I don't know. I want to see if they still care.
All right, two things about that. Number one is they lost to Kansas State. That's inexcusable. But then they did lose on the road, and then they lost to a Texas team with Quinn Ewers. I don't think
not just
They lost 104-24.
Lost by
It's
a
104-24 in the two
I don't
games.
think
didn't score.
TCU just kept scoring on them.
I don't know that Kansas is near the level of either of those two teams right now with the backup quarterback. And
I think they just proved they're at a similar level to TCU. No,
Brandon, defend that. That's a valid
just
point.
played.
And I think he gave the speech this week. He gave the "if you want to quit, fucking quit" speech. He gave that in a press conference this week. Brent Venables came out and said, "Hey guys, if you don't want to be here, I'll fucking help you leave." That could. I don't know if it's going to turn the whole thing around, but they could get out there on Saturday and say, "Oh fuck, we're Oklahoma, that's Kansas, and Dylan Gabriel's back." They got the boost of having the fucking quarterback back.
That's a big.
Guys, and they're at home. Like
A good speech.
Oklahoma is still a great program, and there's still great players in those uniforms.
Yeah.
The Gabriel thing's the biggest point.
Yeah, I'm
When
on
he's out, that
Oklahoma. I am.
I didn't know that I was as bad on Oklahoma as I am now. Now I got to prove it to him.
Oh, you're in. You just.
I'm in now.
You
I'm
felt
in
like
now.
you were one of the players that if you want to quit, quit.
Yeah, if you want to quit, there's the fucking door, Big F.
Yeah.
If you want to quit, there's the door.
Yeah.
I can appreciate it good if you want to quit talk.
Love that.
Gave that this week.
But a quit talk could be like going down driving to kick a game-winning field goal with 2 seconds left.
I don't know.
That would still go under that category.
I think Dylan Gabriel
9
walks out of that tunnel
points is-
tomorrow, and they
I
realize
think you almost are kind of. It's almost like they're gonna look at themselves like we are Oklahoma, they are Kansas. We need to show that.
But sometimes that can be where like that doesn't matter though.
In 2014.
That's in your brain like that. But once you're on the field, that means nothing.
I think they
See, in
come out-
2014, Oklahoma, you could give that speech, and Oklahoma wins by 40 because Kansas was Kansas. I think Kansas is
Kansas is
different.
not Kansas.
I don't think Kansas is Kansas.
They're much better
Kansas
than
is
that.
much better. Kansas is much better. Oklahoma's much better than they've been playing. Oklahoma has better players than Kansas has. That's a fact. That's an
not in
objective fact.
Kansas.
But Kansas's players play better than Oklahoma's players.
They have to this point. Tomorrow, it's not going to matter how they play to this point.
They play better as a team as well.
Dylan Gabriel back. They're going to walk out. Oklahoma gets the ball first. They go score 7-0. They get a 3 and out. All of a sudden, they realize, oh yeah, okay, this is who we are.
You know what the best
Go out
thing
and
is?
kick their fucking dicks in.
That they have to play the game, and we get to see.
They
who
get to
wins.
play the game. Yeah.
I think I might have to take the over as well to ensure myself.
I'm betting. I'm now. Insure yourself. You scared about your Kansas?
Over.
Well, no, listen. I don't like taking public dogs. That's something I very, very rarely do. Very rarely do. But I mean, I don't know.
I want to tell you a team that I've been fading at the behest of the Coochie in Toronto. He's given me 2 winners. I wasn't here last week. I DM'd him, said, please give me a winner, and he gave me a winner. It was UAB over MTSU.
The Coochie's great.
Coochie's incredible.
Yeah, I fucked it up. It was the kid's cancer game.
Yeah, but this week he has me fading him again. Western Kentucky's at MTSU. Ever since they beat Miami, Middle Tennessee State's been trash, and
Yeah.
the defense sucks.
Bad defense.
And you should check that out. Along those lines, Miami's given up 7 against Virginia Tech tomorrow. I was told this morning by Ebo this is a grab your nuts over game. You need to bet this over. Why?
I think.
I think people are like Virginia Tech is bad, right? But
Yeah.
horrible.
they're not
Quarterback's
that
gutless.
awful. Their
Quarterback's
defense will give up
gutless.
points. They can score. Like
Quarterback's
last week was the
gutless.
same deal against Pitt. That was a grab your nuts over. I took it.
But the thing about this over is Grant Wells being bad.
Oh, he's
No,
awful.
horrific.
Isn't he
Gutless.
Isn't he a pick 6 waiting to happen?
Pussy. It's Miami. Take Miami.
We were talking about the over.
Nothing. Yeah. But listen, they can score. They scored against Pitt. Miami's defense is bad. I agree with you, Ebo. In all seriousness, I think it's an over. But I think Miami's in a get-right spot, and nothing fixes offensive problems or, like, your morale than going against Virginia Tech.
I think you're getting good numbers with Virginia Tech, too, because people tend to think that they're not as good. Like last week was 41.5. That was an unbelievable number. Like that should have been like 50. Same thing this week.
My only-
Like 54, 55.
Van Dyke threw for 500 yards.
My only thing on the Miami side of it, my gambling style, I don't take bad teams laying 7 on the road. You know, I can't trust them laying points on the road. I just can't do it. That's my.
I just refuse to believe that we're talking about the over right now.
Take it.
I can see the over. I can see that. I'm just saying the Miami. I just disagreed with Rico.
Y'all want to run through the NFL lines right now?
Do you have an opinion on Ole Miss Auburn?
I already told you.
You think Ole Miss is
Ole
going
Miss is
to
going to have that's easy.
I like Ole
That's
Miss.
an easy bet.
I
Ole
was
Miss
just-
is
I
going to
just
be up
wanna-
21-0 in like 6 minutes.
They were-
Anybody
they were-
worried about?
I think the same thing.
Anybody worried about my Duke Carolina bet? Anybody think Duke can cover this?
Oh, I think they could. North Carolina is better, is pretty good, and their defense is getting better. But I still have images of like just teams going up and down the field against them. And Duke has been a decent team this year.
Yeah,
I know they lost to
really
Georgia
bad
Tech.
teams and fell back to earth quickly. I don't know. I'm heavy on Carolina. Mac owns them. 8 miles.
I don't know.
Chance to win
North
their
Carolina's
side.
wins are all against bad teams too. Who's North Carolina beating?
Miami's
better than Duke. They did play Notre Dame. Like, who did Duke play? Like,
Yeah, all right.
My only thing on that, I get your logic completely. I just don't like taking road favorites in rivalry games. Period.
Okay.
Just
They
that's.
have a lot of rules.
I just don't. I'm not a road favorite. You know, that's just my big thing. Is dodging the public road favorites is like my number one thing.
I like it.
And I still think the number one spot on the board that's telling you which side to bet is they're telling you to bet TCU.
Yeah.
They are telling you that.
I really do. I just think, and I guess that's a gambling spot. What do you think?
Well, no.
You shook your head a little.
Well, it's just fascinating you say that, but then say USC is going to beat Utah when it's the exact same thing.
Okay, here's the thing.
The exact same
Here's
thing.
the thing. I have told you this already. All right, I recognize that, but I believe in myself here. And sometimes you got to believe in yourself.
And I believe in
Sometimes
myself.
you
It's Utah.
sometimes you got to look in the mirror and
It's
say,
Utah.
"No, they're wrong. I'm right." Sometimes you got to say, "You know what? They can put the line whatever. I know this team is better. USC's better than Utah."
No, they're
okay?
not.
How
I
did
believe in this Utah team, and they've had 2 tests and failed both of them.
How did we get to where
The
you're the
road.
position coach only for Ev in this episode?
No, I just
This is
I don't
wild.
know. He just he
Coaching you up all
takes it
day.
personally that I'm going.
I don't
against
take it
the team
personal.
here.
It was true.
You take it a little personal. I
Me?
like that about you.
Well, no, that's my gambling. I know I've heard Rico say it, and I align with it perfectly. Where with me, I gamble because I want to win money, but it's not about the money. It's about me saying, "Fuck you, I was right, you were wrong."
What I just said.
But yeah, no one. I don't think anyone gambles for the money. I honestly don't. I think.
That's
it's a
also
prize.
That's why.
If I gamble for the money, I wouldn't gamble because I don't make money.
Yeah, exactly. I literally just do it because I want to be right.
Love to
That's
be
also
right.
why I love
Yeah.
taking.
I think it's very
discuss-
entertaining.
That's right.
Yeah,
I love tweeting the pick out where everyone's putting the puke emojis under.
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then looking back and seeing the deleted tweets, I just smile.
Or no, my thing too is like the
Stupid
prep.
fuck.
Like you look and you're like, this team is gonna run all over them, and they put up 300 on the ground. You're
Yeah.
like, fuck yeah,
Best.
it's the best.
I love the board in NFL.
All right, the board in
Love.
NFL. Quickly, I'm going to run down it. The make sure I'm Yeah, the Ravens are -5.5 on the road against the Giants. The total is 45. The Bengals are 2-point favorites on the road against the Saints. Total is 43. The Jags are 2.5-point dogs at the Colts. Total 42. The Vikings 3-point favorites on the road at Miami.
Why only
Skylar
3?
Thompson 45.5. The Patriots +2.5 on the road against the Browns.
I'm Browns.
43.5.
I'm a Browns.
We're going to circle back, everybody. Everybody relax. Jets +7 on the road against the Packers, 45.5. The Niners -5.5 on the road against the Falcons, 44.5. What was that?
Love Atlanta again.
The Bucks -8.5 at the Steelers, 45. I know we talked about earlier. The Steelers might.
No, they might be the worst.
They might be the worst team
That's
in the NFL.
that's true.
They're
as well.
bad.
The Cardinals -2.5 on the road against the Seahawks, 50.5. The Panthers +10 against the Rams, 41.5. Bills -3 at the Chiefs, 54. The Cowboys +6.5, 42 against the Eagles, and Monday night the Broncos +4.5 against the Chargers, 45.5.
Why can't we just switch?
Two monster games. You said this didn't look like a good slate because the Bills and Chiefs is a huge.
Cowboys
terrific
Eagles
game.
big too.
Bills,
Cowboys Eagles is big.
Bills, Chiefs. Just I
lot
know
of
they
shit in
just
between.
played prime time like the Chiefs. Put them on Monday
They
night.
should play. Actually, I think the Bills and Chiefs should play 3 times a year.
Every week. I'm good with
A lot
it.
of shit
It's-
in between, though. And you got to wait till 4:20 for the best game of the day.
I think Ravens Giants. That's a 4-1 team against the. Are the Ravens 4-1?
No, 3-2.
3-2.
3-2 because they blew.
That's
Should be
it's a
5-0
4-1 team
probably.
against a 3-2 team. That's good. Bengals Saints isn't terrible.
Bengals Saints is
That's a good game.
I mean, Burrow and Chase going back to New Orleans. Andy Dalton against Bengals.
Vikings
Yeah.
Dolphins
Storylines.
I don't really
would be
like
good
Yeah.
if the Dolphins hadn't run into the quarterback luck.
Why are the Vikings only -3? Somebody explain that.
Bridgewater going?
No,
Oh wow.
So Skylar Thompson didn't look like horrendous.
I mean, he's
He
my
looked-
guy
didn't
from
look
Case.
he's really good in the
but-
preseason, but
He didn't look good. I mean, but
he also came in that game unexpectedly. Now he's had a week to get ready.
yeah, that definitely makes a big difference.
Falcons.
I also don't think the
Money
Vikings.
line.
Look for Skylar Thompson's over rushing yards. That might be a good.
They stay-
Falcons
yeah,
money-
he'll run.
no, wait, whoa. Can they afford to run him?
Oh, good point.
Yeah.
Good
I don't think
point.
they can run him.
You're right. Good point. Good
Uh,
point.
You have Chase Edmonds playing quarterback.
Yeah, Falcons +5.5 against the Niners. You said Falcons money line?
Money line.
I like the 5.5.
No.
I want to
this
take the
is-
points.
This is the trap you fall in with the
Nope.
not that bad teams.
Spread.
Not that bad teams don't win money lines.
Yeah, I like the spread.
Don't bet money line on not that bad team.
This is a game where they're up or like close the whole game. San Fran like kicks like a game-winning.
Yeah,
field
they lose
goal.
26-24 after being up 24-7.
I know. I'm telling you. I'm taking both.
This is where the Niners win, but if you had Niners -5.5, you never had a chance.
Never had a chance.
Right.
Are we disrespecting the Chiefs? Why are the Chiefs catching 3 at home?
know-
I know the Bills are the
Crazy
Bills.
stat, too. Mahomes
Why?
is an underdog, like 7-0 against the spread.
7-0-1.
0-1. Excuse
I
me.
said it. I
Still ridiculous.
still think like this is a spot where the Chiefs are like, yeah, remember us? We beat you last year. Only needed 13 seconds.
Most disrespectful
Honestly,
line ever.
Just take the over, have fun. I think that's what I'm gonna do.
By that token,
Just take the over.
couldn't the Bills be like, remember us? We had your ass fucking beaten. We let you
Yes.
off the
And-
hook, and that ain't happening.
I think it's more.
And
Yeah,
Brandon,
the
a
revenge
year-
spot is more for.
And a year ago, no, y'all remember the game because the Chiefs beat the Bills in the AFC Championship 2 years ago. A year ago, it was a Sunday night game,
Yes,
almost this
yes,
exact week, and the Bills went to KC and beat the dog crap out of them
You're right.
in a revenge game. I remember it was they beat them like 38-17 or something, 38-24.
That smoked them.
And so that's a similar.
Don't they ever play this game in Buffalo?
They played during COVID. They played like a Monday night 4 p.m. game. They got moved, and the Chiefs won like 27-17 in Buffalo.
Brandon, one quick thing on that game. Another fact to know: this is the first time Mahomes has been a dog at home.
Wow. In his whole
okay.
career? That's
That
something.
makes sense.
I just don't get how Bucks -9 and the under is one of my big.
The under went up from 43.5 to 45.
Yeah.
I told Brandon, and he agreed. I'm gonna alt line under 35.5 at like 4-1.
Yeah, it's good.
Tampa's won. They won 20-10 in New Orleans, 19-3 in Dallas. They're gonna just go on the road and try to get out of there with a freaking win, and it's gonna be ugly. I think.
All right, here we go. Sometimes, boys, you have to say F it. You have to free your fire. And I'm going to do that right now with the Fireball F it pick of the day. You just have to say F it as gamblers and just lean on your own understanding and lean on what you think is going to happen and go forward. Go with it. I've got the Fireball F it pick of the day in my pocket, and it is tonight.
You have it today?
I do.
Did you hit it yesterday?
Did I pick it yesterday?
Someone sitting over there did.
Okay. Is this a team game or is this
Yeah,
a
team
individual
game.
game?
Stay hot. Everybody stay hot.
Okay, well,
Like Fireball.
since it's a team game, I appreciate you interrupting the setup to the Fireball effort pick of the day to the point where I'm going to have to do it again so they can put it out as a clip. I appreciate that.
Always.
Ladies and gentlemen, today I have the Fireball effort pick of the day. Sometimes you got to say effort and free your fire. Here is the Fireball effort pick of the day. Navy is going to run the football a lot against a bad SMU team. Plus 12.5, that's easy. Nuh-uh. The Fireball effort pick of the day, Navy money line tonight to go into SMU and win with their strong running game. Navy has been playing better. They were terrible at the beginning of the year. They've improved. SMU just not very good, and the defense stinks. Fireball effort pick of the day, Navy money line against SMU. Okay.
I'm gonna ride with you, Brandon. I wasn't sure what I thought of that game.
Bold of you to say they're gonna run.
What's yeah? Thank you very
Yeah, it's
much.
bold, very bold.
Plus,
But,
no,
listen,
plus 375.
That's why you have to watch this show for analysis.
Yeah, no, you gotta. Navy's gonna run. That's good.
There might be people that take the Navy money line. They watch tonight. Oh, why aren't they throwing the ball?
I'll say this.
Listen here.
If they can't run the ball, they're in trouble.
That's
I've been on
real
record
trouble.
saying
That's
that.
good point too.
Rico, give me your picks today.
Sure. Dodgers money line with Freeman and Machado to get hits, plus 280. Swanson, Acuna, hits. Braves money line, plus 270. And I also am giving out Philly Braves over 7.
Marty Mush.
I wasn't here to start the show, and I'm suspending myself from the parlay this Monday.
Good.
Because Cole Kmet, hey, he was close.
It's nice for you to suspend yourself because we were going to suspend you anyway.
Yeah, 15 yards though was close. Yeah, I got the Yankees. I got the favorites today. Yankees, Braves, Dodgers. You get them all at good prices. This is the day they all win.
He did get a catch.
And 15 yards.
Early too.
Got a
He actually
catch
got
early.
one called back as
And then
well.
did he retire from football or?
Yeah, I don't think. Well, Justin Fields bad quarterback, couldn't find him.
Okay, we already had that discussion. Big Av, go.
He got praised. I thought he played pretty well yesterday.
I think he's improving.
Made a couple bad throws.
Guys, Big F.
Guys,
No,
don't
stop.
upset me.
We will do this Monday.
Navy plus 12.5. So I bet this 2 days ago. Love Navy. Yankees money line. Yankees Guardians under 6.5.
The rain really did not do us favors, by the way.
I don't think
Yankees
so.
play what time?
Right now, like 107.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you do yours?
I have not. I went Indians, Padres, and
Guardians.
Braves, Guardians, and I'm adding both. I'm taking Navy plus 12.5 and money line. I'm on the F it. I agree with all logic. I like it.
I just if we're gonna compete, if we have a gambling competition every month and every week, and then I come in with a well-reasoned pick, and then y'all just say, "Oh, I like that too."
No, you're
Not
right.
a real competition.
Oh no, that's fair.
Come on.
Competition.
You take people's.
So that's fine. You know what,
Take
Brandon?
any picks on here. I never take a pick on here.
I literally
You have
watched.
never seen me take a pick on
I've
here.
No, that's fine.
you
Don't give me Navy.
on
then.
Brandon
I'm
Walker's
not
show,
going to fight for that.
Mark and
That's
Philly
fine. I kind
calling
of
and say,
agree.
I
with
love this over, and
Oh.
you just make it your lock of the week.
Oh, I will always do that.
But
Yeah,
I'm saying that's literally the same thing.
that's not
You
the
guys,
competing. He's not competing.
no,
with
Brandon,
What are we
us.
competing
I'm
for?
fine with it, Brandon. I'm
This-
good at it.
Surprise.
That money bag.
Next
Get
week,
that
if we're
money
doing-
bag.
Next week, if we're doing that thing where the loser has to do the ACT, and somebody says, "Oh, just give me his picks," well,
there also has to be fucking rules. There parlays. We got 17 parlays.
Right,
People that no
right.
one. There's no
Okay,
rules anymore.
All right, here's my picks.
Get a little money in there.
We need to get Westy. We need to
Yeah,
get
Westy.
some money from this. We need to get.
I have Navy.
Pull his ass.
I have Navy plus 12.5 and Navy money line. I have Yanks Guardians under. I have Dodgers Padres under.
I think it's-
Those are my.
Don't put Navy on my card. I actually
Just
do
relax.
agree with
We'll
Brandon.
figure it
No,
out.
I kind of agree with Brandon's point.
Something to think about over the weekend, Brandon, while you go to bed. How many yards out is the maximum you could start and win the Masters?
That's a good. I think I would have to be if I started at 50 yards and out, I could win the Masters. No, I think I'd have to start on the green every time.
No, it's read the blog.
Probably won't. All right.
They did on 4 play.